not easy to make friends these days. Unless you just go outside and not talk about anime. Actually, you could talk about anime outside, but just it would be easier. Okay, internet, not so much, unfortunately, but there's not everyone are the same, to be honest with you. This is Sparda's World, episode 67. I have to address the whole commotion coming from the fans. These fans have been burning their volumes, their collections. These people really wanted to show off their intelligence. They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be right. They don't want any opinion that's not theirs. So whatever it says is wrong unless they're the one that says it themselves. That's the commotion that's going on, and I'm hearing a lot of different story, especially with the whole ranting out in a video, and then somebody has to defend someone else, even though someone else probably just thought, I'm cool, I don't care, I don't need nobody to defend me. And I have seen so many because of the recommendation videos in the YouTube. Just think about it, I had to endure all that. That said, I have to comment on this because a lot of people has been wondering, what is this going on with the whole situation with the fandom? You have Angry Joe getting bashed by fans because he's either doing the whole sponsor thing that he once said that, oh, I'm not going to do any sponsor video. I'm not like that. And then he just does it and everybody will go irate. Now, that may be true, but there is another side of the story as well. And that is the fan themselves, the Dragon Ball fans, wanted to go out there and to bash him because they believe that he's not a hardcore fan. And look, the reason why I'm going to address it here because I actually kind of felt the same way a long time ago, but I never got to the moment where I bashed the person or bashed anyone, any opinion, and I respect them. I just wanted to debate and have a good commotional talk. Just have a good talk. That's all I wanted to do. But people has been gone insane. Or, not insane, but people has gone a little bit too off rail and they just don't like to hear different opinions. They just wanted to hear their own opinion out loud, and that's fine, but you gotta respect everyone else's opinion. You gotta respect everyone else's intention of creating a video, posting a video, creating an audio, whatever the case may be. So with the whole fiasco behind the Dragon Ball Super, talking about the hype of the Universal tournament arc, is fine, but you have to respect the opinion and you don't need to gloat if you're a bigger fan. Again, I come around from this time of era as well where I have the obligation to think that I'm the smartest guy in the world. I know more than this guy. I know more than he do. Even though I say that or think that, I don't come out and just bash the guy. It's like, see, I know more than you. You have no rights to talk about anime, no rights to talk about manga. You know why? Because they're just anime and manga. They're just for entertainment. We're not here to outsmart somebody. We're here to have a discussion, to have fun. And if that person doesn't have the same knowledge as you do, then it's just fine. Maybe you find someone else to talk about it. But why you have to go out there and bash a person? There's no need for that. Everything is all, everyone is different. That's how it is. And I respect that because long time ago, again, I thought about this. But if I go out there and do that, I just feel really despicable. I will be like, okay, I'm the guy who's the top of the world because I know more knowledge of Dragon Ball thanks to this person, thanks to my own research or anything like that. And you just have to acknowledge them. You don't have to bash them. If you don't like the video, that's fine. You go thumbs down for all I care. For he cares. For anyone who posted the video cares. You go thumbs down. But there's no need to call out names. There's no need to threaten people, which is insane to do. But I know people could exaggerate over the internet, but some really means it, and that's scary. That is very terrifying to even hear about that. Now, when it comes to responding the bashers, if I were them, I would just completely ignore them because that's the way I go. Because it's rather needless to argue back. It's rather needless to actually post a rant video. And yeah, I know everybody has their own intention, and I still respect that the people who has to put a rant video because that's just their decision. That's their personality. That's how they work. I respect that. I'm not saying like respect everything, even if they do a crime. I'm not saying that. There's a limit. I'm just saying these kind of things are harmless. They're not really something that you will go out there and have a war. You will go out there and pull a trigger or whatever, metaphorically speaking. God. So my point is, when it comes to those kind of rant videos, I wouldn't do it because it just makes it worse, and sometimes it could make it somewhat better, but at the same time it still has the repercussions. I mean, everything has repercussions. Even ignoring them will have a repercussion, because you'll be like, haha, you were such a wimp. But if it follows the trend of them just trying to bash you back, just keep on going, because that's not your concern. Why should you care about them? You don't know them. If it's personal, then maybe that is something that you should really try to fix that. But they're just internet folks. They're people from outside your home, outside your area, outside your state, country. And they just wanted to, trying to push buttons on you. And if you go do a rant video, then you pretty much say, you won me. Now I'm going to do my rant video. So here I go, you bastard. That's how I see it. Now, when it comes to rant video, it's best to try to be, nice, I guess you could say. I can't find a better words, but I'm not saying be polite. Say like, oh, you guys, you bash me so much. Ha 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 ha. Oh, you could continue bashing me, but here's no this, stuff like that. Now, what I mean by that is that you don't need to go out there and try to get even. I'm quoting even, because it's not needed. Not only that, those people that you wanted to target against, which is the one that you made the rant video in the first place, not only they're going to watch that, but the people who respect you is going to watch that, and they're going to feel a little embarrassed or going to be a little bit upset, because they kind of see your personality coming out, and they don't want to. They want you to keep it as formal as possible. And there are people that I enjoy watching videos. I enjoy their opinion. But when it comes to making a rant video, and then sometimes they come out a little too unpleasing, and it seems kind of unsettling to watch, because it sounds like the guy is not really proving himself any better, because he made it sound like, okay, I'm going to do a rant video and I'm going to go against all you guys, and at the same time I will make it seem like I'm still smarter than all of you. So accept that, you fool. It's like that. And you have to watch out with the way you say it. That's my main problem with rant video. It's like, why you want to get even? Who would care in the first place? It only serves an ego boost. And I know a lot of people probably say like, well, what's wrong with that? Again, this world is all surrounded about ego boost, because I grow up in that area, and it's not like I got bullied, but I have seen so many people that wanted to prove that top, wanted to insult, wanted to look strong, wanted to be with a group in order to impress a girl, in order to impress guys, in order to impress whoever they wanted to impress, because they need that ego adjustment. You don't need that. You don't need that to bash everybody by saying like you're always going to be right, or you are the one that's right. Then there's no need to get even by insulting them as well, because if you're insulting them, then you're no different from them. The only difference is you post a video and you have many attention because you have a lot of subscribers, you have a lot of viewers, you have everybody watching you. So that would be the perfect time to actually get even, but in a more polite tone, but without really that polite and saying like, oh, I want you to keep on bashing me or stuff like that. You don't need to do the video. There are people that just don't do any rant video or a response video. Like, take for instance with Angry Video Game Nerds. He has trouble with fans that, or people, whatever, the feminists, I'm not sure who exactly, about the whole Ghostbuster. And I saw that video a long time ago. I see it as a most respectable decision video posted up to this day, because you can understand where he's coming from. You can understand why he doesn't want to watch Ghostbuster, and none of it has to do with female, none of it. So when there's so many publicity that came out of nowhere, The fans is gonna to bash about the other people that's really putting a really bad name to him. But what about the angry nerd? Does he do anything? No, because there's no real reason to fight back. That's the way how it works. There's no real reason to apologize. There's no real reason to do anything because he's just here to post video and just express his opinion, and that'll be the end of story. You like it, you dislike it, whatever. But he never coming back. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. I haven't seen a video of it. I haven't seen any blog of it, but or maybe even a comment. But there was nothing drastic. There was nothing that would just get even by calling out their names. There's nothing like that because that's a smart way to do. Just ignore it. Even Angry Joe. I'm not sure if Angry Joe will ever post a respawn video, rant back video about his Dragon Ball Super video due to the fact that a lot of fans were bashing about the sponsorship and or the whole I'm smarter than you in Dragon Ball, you're no fan, get out of here type of story. He's not gonna do it because there's no need to fight back. That's a smart way to do it. Now I understand people has a lot of heat inside their body. Basically what I'm saying is like it's going to boil up into the breaking point that you just want to explode. I get that part. But I think going through a video is not going to help anything. In fact, it's always best to keep it personal. I mean, I just joke by saying, hey, why not just scream at a pillow? That will work. I mean, I have done it myself. Not the pillow part, but I have talked to my friends about some unsettling things that I've been dealing with. It's nothing to do with the anime and manga. It's just in life in general. Now, people are taking people are taking anime and manga real personal. And that's a thing that even though I like talking about anime, I like talking about manga, I do critique them, I do criticize the whole negativity. I understand like what's the flaws, I understand this and that, that's all in my opinion. But I never really get that deep to the point that I just say, okay, if you disagree with me, I'm going to freaking break you. There's nothing like that because they're just anime and manga. I don't really care if you don't like Kingdom, don't like Tokyo Ghoul, Gintama. I don't care if you like this over that. I don't care if you like Naruto and then, try to say the best thing in the world. Good for you because that's good to have an opinion of a series that you like and that'll be the end of it. But if you come at me and try to bash it, then what are you doing? You don't need to do that. And if you wanted to do that, don't expect a response because I don't even know you. But if I do know you, well, that is disappointing to hear. But I'm not going to get even by bashing you back. There's no need for that because it's just anime and manga. It's just a simple media content that you could just enjoy. And that's what we do. Yes, I make a video on critiquing a chapter, an episode. Well, I haven't done that, but talk about some of the things that happens in there. It's just a discussion because we like to have fun. We're not here to debate and kill each other. We're here to have a discussion, debate, but have fun while talking about it. That's what it should have been. That's what anime manga should have been. That's what it should have catered to everyone. That's what it should have done. That's what media do. You talk about, you watch Walking Dead. What a great episode. Talk this, talk that, theory that, and theory this. What a great episode of Game of Thrones. Talk this and that. That's all they have to do. It's funny how those shows doesn't have a huge problem. I mean, maybe I do. I'm not into that greatly. Like, I don't know too much of the backstory. But much like how I see movies and video games YouTubers, they're not as bad as anime community. I mean, look, there are good people in anime community. Don't say that because of one person or two person, that means the entire community is horrible. You don't need to say like that. It's just that right now I'm talking about this community because this is what's happening this whole past week. And I guess now, maybe 2 weeks ago, it depends on this video being posted. Point is, there's so many uproar for no reason that it could have just settled in a very minor level. And everything doesn't need to be that serious. There's nothing to be that frustrated. There's nothing to go against the creator, the writer, the author, the illustrator, whatever. It doesn't have to go that deep. And then when you're talking about people that just wanted to express their opinion, like how people express their opinions on video games, on movies, they don't really try to get even. They just post their opinions, and that'll be the end of story. You can see the comments like, oh, you hate DC, you love Marvel, boo. But you never see anything back from the other guy. You never see anything back from the YouTuber because there's no need to fight it. You just here to entertain the people that really likes the video, likes the content, and that'll be the end of it. There's no more to go. There's no need to go further. And then you got people that's trying to defend the other guy, which is nice, but at the same time, it's not needed too, because the guy's not worried. If the YouTuber that's posted, that's getting bashed, there's no need, excuse me, and that YouTuber doesn't get any, if that YouTuber doesn't respond anything back, like, oh, let me defend myself, there's no need for anybody else to defend him or her. Because that person is okay. That person is probably doing what I'm saying. Just move along. There's no need for any to fight. Now, as for fans, you can't control them. There's so many of people. There's so many of them that are, it could be intolerable. Could be really immature. But there's nothing you could do. The best you can do is delete the comment. And that'll be it. There's nothing that you can do. Nothing you can really say. I mean, you can say them, but it only gets more hectic. It's best to just leave it as it is and just move along with your life. That's the way I would do. I'm not popular. I know that. I mean, again, I didn't need to do this, but I do this because I want to share my thoughts. I want to express my opinions. I want to have a good discussion for people who does hop in, and that'll be cool. But other than that, there's no really need for any commotions. There's no need to try to get even. All you have to do is move along. And if anything, people trying to say like, okay, these fans are making a bad name for anime community. So why you even do anything about it too? Other guys doesn't do anything. They're just like, oh, you bash me and give me thumbs down. You think I could have just gone up and bashed the people who has thumbs down my video on Bleach final chapter? No, because that's their opinion. I can see that a lot of people like to think differently. I could understand that they probably think they don't like what I say. They don't like my video, whatever. I don't know why I got a thumbs down, but I don't really care. All I know is I post a video, I get a thumbs up, I get a thumbs down. Whatever happens, happens. If you want to discuss, let's discuss. If you want to bash me, don't expect a reply, because that's just how it is. Hell, I probably won't even delete the comment. Depends on the material, but the point is, there's no need to do anything further to make anything that you supposedly think that, hey, we're gonna make anime community great again, only to actually make it not so great. And there's just contradiction to that part. Lastly, I need to talk about burning Tokyo Ghoul volume. I think it was only volume 1. And I don't know the real story, but I'm going to go with 2 parts. And don't worry, I won't spoil if you never read the Tokyo Ghoul. And it's funny because when I read the chapter, I thought it was just normal, as usual. Maybe because the fact I know going through this series, the seinen genre, I know for a fact that it's going to be something that's going to be like, you can't see this as shonen because this is something that's a little too adultery. And I understand that. I already got that from Berserk, Gantz, I could name tons of other one. I mean, even Goodnight Ponpon. That one is pretty much the most seinen thing you could get, next to Berserk and some other ones that right now is not popping in my head. But besides that, my point is, there's some trouble that I always said that Tokyo Ghoul has to go through, and that is the expectation of fans that is relying on shonen wise, because when it comes to that, people thinks it's a little bit too easy or too simple, or something that's going to be like, like a fairy tale story. Not fairy tale as the series, but fairy tale as a genre, a tale story. Basically what I'm saying is like everything could be easy, everything could be a cookie cutter, or anything just would be straightforward as possible, because this is Tokyo Ghoul. They feels like they know anime and manga from the past history. Problem is, this is Tokyo Ghoul that's a seinen genre, and with seinen, you're going to expect not just actual sex scene, not actual gore that's really more in depth in its design. Like you could see the guts, the lungs, the head beheaded in a very full detail, rather than just like a head just flies off with a blood spat. You're gonna see more detail on that, but seinen genre will go extra miles, and it's all up to the writer themselves. So I always feel like Tokyo Ghoul has been met with people that doesn't really know what they should be expecting from this series, especially if you're thinking like this series should have more fights. It's not a battle genre. It's actually titled as a horror or thriller. But even so, the strength is not really on the action, even though they are good at times. But the thing is more on an emotional conflict, and it's more of the depth of the character. It's more of the depth of its society and the way how every world seems like a piece of shit. But that's just how the story is written. It's like it's like a combat version of, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I can't say a Goodnight Pon Pon. If you ever read that, there's a different story behind that. And I just got the volume. I probably should present that soon. But my point is, when it comes to seinen, you had to expect something deep. You had to expect something adultery. You had to expect something that you would see in Game of Thrones after watching something from, I don't know, from an NBC show, Fox shows, whatever. Because it's going to be different, and it's going to be more, real, I guess. Not in terms of like, hey, there's ghouls out here, oh shit, not like that. What I mean is like, it's real as in, okay, that stuff could happen, that mentality can happen. All right, then this is agony. So I guess a lot of people are thinking that Tokyo Ghoul is like a shonen. And I know you could try to joke around about the content and stuff like that, but regardless, it's still a seinen manga. And they're going to use adult content. They're going to do adult development that's eerie, that's very, disgusting to look at. But it's something that they're just going to utilize in order to bring out the best of the character or even the worst of the character. So what I don't know about the true story behind the Tokyo Ghoul burning the fire, but I'm going to guess two things. It has to do with that one character. I don't know if it has to do with pairing or it has to do with the fact that what that character developed into. And we got to remember, I'll try not to spoil, but one thing to remember, that is a development in a very tragic way. It's not a development that says, all right, I've been perfected, my end development is this. That's not the end development. It is a progress. It is a conflict that now it is getting really bad, and it's getting to the point that that character needs help. That's something that is going to be an ongoing procedure with that character. Now, am I saying that this excuse the bad writing or whatever? There's no real bad writing. It's just the writing that the fan did not like, and I could respect that you do not like that aspect of the story, but you try not to threat or try not to burn your things because it's not your thing, the whole story background. And I respect that a lot of people are like, have their own opinion. Like, if I like this chapter so much, that's cool for me. If you don't like that chapter that much, or you don't probably hate the chapter to the burning death, then fine, that's cool. Whatever. I'm not gonna be like, you're wrong. The chapter is amazing. It's not like that. Why would I care? To be honest, I used to care like that back with Naruto, but it's not like I'm saying, you're wrong, Naruto's always been a great manga. I never said that way, but I always feel like a little chill. It's like, damn, I don't want that negative respawn. Oh, man. But that was like almost 10 years ago. No, past that. Man, time flies. Past 10 years ago, around 2006 or 5. But that was so long ago. So today's era, I'm fine with anything that happens. Now, I'm not saying like, okay, everything is considered good writing. I'm not saying that. But that reason, if what I think it is not really a good one. And it's not justified to burn a thing. Again, the best thing you could do is maybe rant in a post that has nothing to do with the people, but has to do with the media. See, here's the thing. When it comes to ranting, try to rant about the media himself because they have no response. Maybe the writer will care, but maybe the writer don't care. But hopefully that writer doesn't care because, we don't want to be like, oh, fans are so blackmailing that writer. Now the story changed for the greater good, quote unquote. So I don't want that to happen. But my point is, if you rant on a chapter, on a character or whatever, you could do that because nobody's going to respond. It's not like that one character just gonna come off like, hey, that's not cool. That's not gonna tell you that. Who's gonna say anything? So that's why that's okay to critique. Now, if you're gonna go attack the person, that's where you're going too far. And then if that person try to attack you and you have to defend yourself, well, try to do the best you can to defend yourself in a more polite manner, not like get even and then start insulting that person. There's there's no need for that. And I know a lot of people always like to say, then don't read the manga anymore, stuff like that. Just just ignore that. I mean, if you want to continue the manga, go for it. If you don't want to continue, go for it. It's up to you. You have the power on that part. Point is, you do have the power to not burn a volume. And you shouldn't have done that. I would never done that. I had Naruto volumes. And that was a long time ago. I had that during, I think around 2005. I don't remember. I have that volume. Only had like 4 of them. And I sold them. Because I didn't like the manga anymore. I thought the manga, was just going a downward spiral. And I just don't really care that much. I just didn't have that passion anymore. Not only that, the ending is a whole different story. But not only that, I went out there and just, donate the other part of Naruto stuff. There are people out there that likes Naruto. You think if I don't like Naruto, the world has to not like Naruto? It's not that true. It's not true at all. Because everybody has their own opinion. Why couldn't you just either hold on or sell that volume or donate that volume? That would have been the perfect answer, if anything. Because we would have been like, okay, that's cool. Now, I'm not here to insult you. I'm just saying it's a bit disappointing that you couldn't think this direction. I would have done it. I wouldn't done it at all. None. I would never do that. But all I'm saying is just anybody who's out there who's venting out for anything, then please just maintain and just wait what happens later on, because it will just backfire you if the direction actually makes the thing better. If it makes it better, then what you have done, you just burned something that you shouldn't have done in the first place. And it sucks that those things goes away, and they like to think that, okay, Ishida has seen me burning the picture, burning the books, the collections. What are you going to do now? Sometimes some of them don't really care, and sometimes they do care, but they're not going to reply to you, say, okay, I go remake that chapter, or okay, I'm going to change that development right away. Especially this is in Jump. So it's not like the editors is going to tell the guy, change that, we're losing fans, or anything like that. Because there's no need to change, because that's his story. That's his reflection. That's how he's going to think. Now, when it comes to pairing, if it is pairing, well, it's the same thing as I said earlier. But the thing about the pairing fans, they are rapid. And I will admit, because I am part of some of the pairing thing, but I am more stable and more calm, because that's something that's just an extra. That's not like, okay, every series needs to have a pairing, and if it doesn't have a pairing, doesn't go my way, that series is a giant F. There's no need for that. There's nothing for that case. That's always going to be, what's that word I'm looking for? A cherry on the top. That's just being the extra right there. That's like, okay, cool. Like, you think I would say like, okay, this series it almost, and it kind of had a bad ending, but that pairing happened, so 10 out of 10. It's not like that. Not for me. Not for me. I mean, I like pairings, trust me, but I'm not relying on them to make my verdict on the series. That's just how I am. I mean, there are series that people really gets upset because there is no pairing at all, and I can see why certain series could actually get a lot of praise just because they have a confirmation on pairing, even if it's out of nowhere, even if it's like someone else that completely go against your thoughts of a pairing. People want pairing for an ending, everybody. But there are series that I have read that doesn't need a pairing confirmation, but I see the best pairing that's better than a lot of pairings that actually got confirmed, which is staggering because it's like, what happened? How the hell you messed this up? It's just how everyone has their own thoughts. And plus, Japan works differently when it comes to pairing, when it comes to love. You could get a series, you could have a series that just have no kiss, but you have a pairing confirmation somehow, some way. And I know a lot of people are pretty greedy to see a hug, a kiss scene, mainly the kiss scene. I'm not sure about the further than that, you know what I'm talking about. But point is, you don't need to take it too serious. But I guess that'll be the much harder people to persuade on maintaining your control. But I wish a lot of people were to look at the story first, character first, and everything else. Even if there is a pairing, which it would be fine, but you should look at the bigger picture or look at what the genre is focusing on in the first place. It's like people don't want to read this because it has no pairings or it has no romance interest. And, you know, there are series that could just be completely all guys, completely all girls. The best they can do is try to give you a Yuri, Yaoi, whatever, you know, pairing things, which is up to you. But there are people that just don't want to read that series, and honestly, I probably feel like there's not a lot of people read Seinen, or not a lot of people read not a lot of people read Seinen, so any materials that's like basically just action or basically just drama without having the need of romance, and people just read them. The one that has romance, it's like, oh, Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia. I'm gonna read that because I see pairings choices right now. There are people that like that, but I respect that. At the same time, I kind of wish you just look at the bigger picture. If you could look at the bigger picture, you will see you're worthwhile investing this series. So I don't know if that is the case for Tokyo Ghoul one, but if it is, then, you know, again, the same applies as early as I said about the whole that scene, that development is not good. You just should not take it. You should just take it easy and don't need to go drastic measure. I'm not here to insult you. I'm just here to say for anybody else that will see a moment that's going to make them really upset, just take a deep breath. No need to go any further. Keep your collection. If you don't want your collection anymore, donate them, sell them, whatever. As long as anyone else that likes the series, that wants to see it, that wants to cater their collections, then that's all fine. Fans of anime can be really crazy, but there are fans that are really nice. And I have met a lot of nice fans. I have met people that still probably takes the pairing things too serious, but I don't mind so long he doesn't go out there, she doesn't go out there bashing everybody in the world, insulting them with real bad words. But not everyone is the same. And I know a lot of people would not believe what I would say, that, okay, anime community is not terrible. There are bad people, there are good people. It's just life. Even in the other community, movies, video games, TV shows, you name it. There's always going to be people that's just going to give you the negative thumbs down, that's just going to give you a positive thumbs up, whatever they may be. It's always going to be a different variation people. Now, I guess you could try to argue the anime community is among the worst, whatever, even though that's all debatable, but that's not my concern. My concern is that when they say anime community is everyone is horrible, that's not really true. And I know some people are just saying that just to easily say the anime community in general is pretty terrible, even if there are a small fraction of good people that you could really tolerate. All I'm saying is this. I'm a fan of anime and manga, but I would never go that drastic. Never go burning things. I would never bash you. I would never say my series is better than yours, and then I will just insult you along the way. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to do that ever. All I'm saying is that I'm still happy to be part of the community. And I know a lot of people kind of feel embarrassed to be part of it because of these reactions from the YouTubers, from the fans outside burning their stuff, the fans that just keep on insulting just because they wanted to be the smarter one, and then the YouTuber that could have gone better but instead somewhat shows more ego boost than anything else, and so forth. You can't control everybody, but you can control yourself. And what you can do is just move along and never go down to their level. That's the way I see it. That will do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. That probably be the last time I talk about the fans. Again, no need to insult. I have nothing to say bad things. You don't hear me saying the whole bad things to them, right? If I did say bad things, sorry. But seriously, I have no reason to bash anyone because I don't know them. I don't have no reason to make a rant video because I don't really care too much of being bashed in the internet community. And I know there are people that are sensitive, but that's a different story. Let's not go to that deep. And plus, those are much worse, which I won't talk about here because the anime things is stuff that you can really, really ignore easily, much easily than anything else. And I know people can be sensitive, but trust me, you can endure it. You can overcome it. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.